Friends and followers, welcome back to my channel. Greetings from the big truck, and I hope y'all are doing well out there. And boy, did I have a crazy Friday and Saturday. I can't talk about it here. In fact, I tried to put a short on it, and YouTube decided to just take it down. Just because I mentioned a specific tropical storm. So, on this episode of Truckin It, we're going to be talking about EVs. And also about last week. That's coming up right now. So many of y'all have an opinion against EVs. You say they're too unreliable. They're too dangerous for the highways. But you say that you don't want them in your backyard. I've got news for you. California is going to ban gasoline engines by 2030. And Texas is already leading the way with adaptation by way of asking the federal government for help. And what they're going to do as part of this infrastructure law is they're planning on putting in a lot of EV infrastructure over the next few years. After all, they attracted Tesla from California, right? So, for those of y'all who say EVs are too unreliable and blah, 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 first off, you need to know how they work. I would really suggest that you do your research before you make an opinion. Second, I've been looking at EVs, and unfortunately, for my specific use case, there is not an EV that exists yet. Because it needs to be affordable, it needs to be tough and rugged, and it needs to be able to do the stuff that I do with my pickup truck currently. Because living out in the country, things are completely different from city life. And some of y'all in the Facebook groups get it, but many of y'all don't. And when I bring up the topic, or when someone else brings up the topic and I make a comment on it, you have to come up with some smart remark like, "Oh, I can't do that. My mall crawler," or "It can't handle a 6-hour evacuation that I didn't plan for," or blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, while EVs are not for everybody, and I'm going to make that clear, y'all need to be ready when that shift happens. Because it's not just the U.S. that's shifting. It's the entire world. Now on to that storm that I cannot name. So I tried doing a short on that tropical storm that I tried to drive into last weekend. And luckily only got about an hour into it. Let's just say, lots of pouring rain, lots of strong wind, and I cannot name it because YouTube will take it down if I even mention its name. Due to the fact that it caused a lot of issues down in Florida and along the southeastern U.S. coast. This particular storm, it was a hurricane at one point, and then it dropped down to a tropical storm, or once it moved inland after the third landfall. I got the chance to drive in it a little bit. And let me tell you, it is not fun driving a tractor trailer into the path of a tropical storm. It don't matter what the sustained wind is. It really doesn't matter what the gusts are. You will be doing a death knuckle on that steering wheel in a tropical system like that. And that's not to mention the other consequences, which many people saw in the media, especially down in Florida, and my prayers go out to all y'all who were affected by this storm. So, let's just help each other out here, and I'll put a link down in the description below to Operation Barbecue Relief, because they could use all the financial help they can get right now to get all the beef and the other meats that they have to take out to the disaster victims. Finally, Werner and autonomous trucks. So I've recently heard through the Asian Mai show that Werner Enterprises, one of the biggest trucking companies in America, has decided to go the self-driving route. They've partnered with a company called Kodiak, and they say the way it's going to work is that they're going to have local drivers shuttle trailers around various areas of the country to some drop lots, and then have the self-driving trucks pick them up from the drop lots and take them the rest of the trip to another drop lot where a local driver will pick it up. We don't know the specifics yet about how this is going to work on that part in between the two drops. But this is concerning, because this is Werner and Kodiak attempting to take the jobs of OTR drivers. And quite frankly, their decision sucks for this whole industry, not just them. So, I would suggest that those of y'all who are looking for work need to find stable work. You should really consider getting your endorsements. And, I mean, even if it involves pulling doubles or hauling hazmat or hauling something else that is not going to be affected by self-driving rigs, I would strongly suggest that you consider it. So, until next time, let's make your best trip your next trip. Keep learning, keep thinking, keep on trucking. Adios.